given the opportunity to stick around the ranch in the fall and spend the winter in the line shack. And this is called The Conversation. Now, he was an old cowboy who'd spent most of his years looking over the north end of a horse. He'd cowboyed since his teens. He'd always been hooked. He was driven by an unresistible force. He was too old to stay on at the ranch in the fall. He could ride out and not look behind. Well, they'd call him back in the spring come the fall, or he could winter in the hills riding line. Well, the line shack was cold and the pleasures was few, and the work was as hard as the land. But it was cowboying and all that he knew, so he'd give it his best like a man. But one thing for sure, when nightfall would come, the loneliness would start to set in. And while sitting and waiting on his brain to go numb, he'd sure like to talk to a friend. He'd heard this tale a long time ago about the great man and the sweet by and by. It was said you could palaver with him, don't you know, so he thought he'd just give it a try. Well now, he said as he gathered his wits, there's some things that need getting off my chest. For most of my life, I ain't been more than 2 bits, but I can cowboy as good as the rest. I've cheated at cards, played tricks on my friends, and squandered my pay in the saloon. But a happier man there's never been than when I hear coyote howl at the moon. I've loved the outdoors. I've loved the cool breeze. I've loved a good rest in the shade. And I've loved watching colts plant as pretty as you please. They say these are the things that you made. You made the hawk that circles above, the hills and the stars shining bright. You made all of this land that I love. You make me feel better tonight. Well, thanks for your ear. I'll be seeing you, big guy, 'cause I know you're in charge of my fate. And when I come a-riding to your ranch in the sky, I sure hope you'll open the gate. And then came this voice, strong and serene, in a tone that was calm yet sublime. I've known you since for your eyes had a gleam, and I've watched you for a very long time. I've seen the kindness that lives in your heart. I've wanted you to be one of mine. So when you and your earthly plane do part, I'll say, come on in, boy, you done just fine. Next morning, that cowboy didn't answer the call like he'd done so many mornings before. He found him smiling, lying in the stall, froze hard as a rock to the floor. But now he's a wrangler on the old bar J. He rides heaven's range as he sings, 'cause he's done made it home. He rode all the way, just in time for the roundup in the spring. In the lobby of a big hotel like in New York town one day, said a bunch of fellers telling yarns to pass the time away. They spoke of places where they'd been and different sights they'd seen. Some preferred Chicago town, others New Orleans. In the corner in an old armchair sat a man whose hair was gray. They listened so eagerly to what they had to say. They asked him where he'd like to be. His dear old voice could read. I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. Say it with me. I can see the cattle grazing on the hills of early morn. I can see the campfire smoking and the breaking of the dawn. I can hear the broncos neighing, I can hear the cowboys sing. I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. They all sat still and listened to every word he had to say. And I knew that old man sitting there and then a top hand in his day. They asked him for a story about his life out on the plains. Slowly he removed his hat and quietly began. I've seen them stampede over the hills till he thought they'd never stop. Seen them run for miles and miles until their leaders dropped. I was foreman of a cow ranch, the calling of a king. I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. I can see the cattle grazing on the hills of early morn. I can see the campfire smoking and the breaking of the dawn. I can hear the broncos neighing, I can hear the cowboys sing. I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. There's a grave in sunny Texas where Molly Dimming sleeps. A mossy grove of live oaks the constant vigil keeps. In my heart's recollections of those long gone bygone days, we roamed the hills together like two truant kids astray. Her gentle spirit beckons in the watches of the night. I can hear her laughter fashioning the dew of early light. I was foreman of a cow ranch, the calling of a king. And I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. I can see the cattle grazing on the hills of early morn. I can see the campfire smoking and the breaking of the dawn. I can hear the broncos neighing, I can hear the cowboys sing. I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. I'd like to be in Texas when they round up in the spring. Thank you.